Ore na vitu wake Bodo Ouko alifikishwa mahakamani Kibera Jumatatu asubuhi, huku upande wa mashtaka ukiwa na ombi kuu la kupewa muda zaidi wa siku 14 kuendelea
Yes, habari zenu. Good evening. How are you? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me? Yes, great, 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 great. Thank you very much. Great. Now, today is not our usual day. Today is not our usual day, like how I will be teaching you management accounting, advanced financial management, quantitative analysis. No. Today we shall be looking at what we call Excel. Excel. Now, by a show of hands, you know, Zoom has got a place where you can raise up your hand like this. How many of us are so good at this Excel? How many, for example, can be able to create pivot tables, can be able to slice and dice information, yes, using the pivot tables and of course interpret them? How many of us, for instance, can look for information using the VLOOKUP, using HLOOKUP, XLOOKUP? How many of us know how to index and match parameters in Excel? As an accountant, those are things that if you do not know, you are going to end up being a mediocre accountant, mediocrity. So today I would want us, first of all, before I get started, by a show of hands, I would want to know, there is a place there where you can raise your hand. How many of us are so good in this Excel? And as I've explained, of course, I want to believe that you have known that the kind of Excel that I'm talking about is not your usual Excel of count, counter, counter ifs, where you sum. So I'm waiting to see hands. Ladies and gentlemen. HP man says 50% good, 50% good. I like that. How about the other students? Is there somebody who is 0%? Please don't fear, because there is some feedback that I really need for me to know where I'm going to start from. Is there anybody who is at 0 in terms of Excel? Admin says 0. Virginia says 30%. 30% good. 30% good. 29.5%. 29.5%. That's Jairus. Great. Lucy Naisenya says 0. Lucy Naisenya says 0. We shall overcome. 40% Samuel. Okay. So I would want us to get started, ladies and gentlemen, by looking at something small. Something small here. Now, Great. So something very small. If, for example, you are given this kind of information, you are given this kind of information, like the one that I was showing you yesterday here, you are given this kind of information. Let me just search for it. Something simple. Yes, I hope you're able to see that screen. Now, if you are given this kind of information where they have given us the rate of interest, they have given us cash flow. Cash flow, I can see at time 0, I'm investing 500. I'm investing 500. And then at the end of year 1, I get 30. End of year 2, I get 120. End of year 3, I get 200. End of year 4, I get, ladies and gentlemen, 120, 120 like that. So if I want to get what we call net present value, who will be able to assist us in terms of getting the net present value of this manually? I want somebody to get the net present value of this information manually. So what I want you to do there is to copy this cash flow, the cash flows that we have there, and you have the cost of capital here, and then you compute for us, ladies and gentlemen, the net present value. And if you'll be the first one to get it right, today, I'm a very good man. Today, I'm feeling to be very philanthropic. Today, I have to give you a present. Today, yes. So please copy that. So I want someone to copy the information given here, minus 500, 30, 120, 200, 120, and 120 in year 5. And then they have given us cost of capital to be 10%. And then I would want you to return a figure of what we call net present value. Somebody be the first one to claim. And then, of course, you put your mobile number there for M-Pesa. So for those of you who have just joined us, we are doing something very simple. We have been given the cash flows here. What this teacher wants from you is something very simple. This teacher wants you to calculate the net present value of this particular project and then your advisors. Tell us, ladies and gentlemen, whether this project is good or bad. Is the project good or bad? And then, of course, after you've done it manually, I'll be able to fix it for you using what here? Somebody? Excel. Using Excel. Very good. I can see answers. Coming in thick and fast. Answers are coming in thick and fast. So I hope they have, let me see the answer that these guys have. So I can see Jaira saying that the net present value is negative 66.8. Peter Kinyumu is saying that the net present value is 0702. I'm waiting to get an answer from at least 2 more students. NPV. Vivian has said that the NPV is negative, and therefore we need to reject. Somebody is telling me to share the screen. I've actually shared the document with you here. You can see the document somewhere here. I've shared the document. You need to download it. You need to download that document. And have it in your machine. So the screen that I'm sharing with you is here. Let's see who is right. Let's see who is wrong. So here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, how will we be able to compute this NPV? This is quite a simple thing. what I need to do is to come and select my cell here. So this cell, I will always start with the initial outlay. So of course, after saying equals, I'll always come here and start with, let me admit some students here. We start with equals, and then the very first thing you'll pick. The first thing you'll pick is your initial outlay. Initial outlay means that at that particular time, we are buying this particular project. We are buying the particular project here. So ladies and gentlemen, the moment I do that, I will come and continue there, of course, say plus. So we have there plus. So once you say plus, what do? You will come and press NPV. So we have net present value. I can see the NPV has come here. It's blue ticked. If it's blue ticked, there are students who are coming in very fast. I have to admit them first. Don't get tired with me. I'll be finishing this exercise very soon. I can see I only have 33 students to go. And then I'll be stable enough now to move with speed. Great. So once I have my NPV being in blue, it means I'm ready to pick it up. How do I pick it up? I'll press the tab. The tab function is this particular button, ladies and gentlemen, which is on top of the caps lock. Caps lock. On top of the caps lock there, you'll be able to see the tab. You'll be able to see the tab. Once you press NPV and you've pressed the tab there, these people, ladies and gentlemen, have already organized for you. They're telling you first you pick the rate. What is the cost of capital? So you click on the cost of capital like that. Once you click on the cost of capital, that is the rate, the interest rate. They want you to place a comma there. So you say comma, and then they want you to give them, you highlight from values 1, the cash flows from year 1. So come and press there like that. I would want to copy the entire cash flows from year 1 to year 5. So I could either decide, there are shortcuts. In this particular case, let's just have the long way. We drag like that. After that, what are they telling you? You can see they're telling you to close brackets here. You close brackets or shift. We are closing that bracket like that. And then, of course, now I've finished capturing everything. I'll come and say what here? Enter. So when I say enter there, ladies and gentlemen, I can see my number is very big. My number is very big. So you can see after, of course, if it's big, you have to increase the size of the column. You have to increase the size of the column. So, okay, great. I'm being reminded here to admit students. To meet them. So you can see the correct answer is 66.82. Is there anybody who got that 66.82? Is there anybody who got that 66.82? Who is that person who deserves our present? Who is that person who deserves our present? Lokai got a big one. Lokai got a 560 point. No. Very good. So I want you to do me a favor. I want you to pick this particular Excel sheet that I've sent to you. I hope you're able to see it somewhere here. So I want you to download that Excel sheet and ensure that you are able to carry out that operation on your own. That operation on your own, so that when I repeat it once, all of us should be comfortable with that. Is there somebody who has been able to download it from here? I would want to see whether there is anybody who will be able to follow that instruction, to follow those instructions to ascertain this net present value. And then I'll be able to show you, just in a nutshell, how financial modeling is done. Because at the end of the day, we need to be financial modelers. Financial modelers on Excel are able, for example, to ascertain what we call firm values. So these are those people who will be able to sit down on a table that where people are discussing on issues to do with mergers and acquisitions, right? So the person will be able to say that if you want to buy RCM College today, RCM College will be giving you these cash flows at the end of the year. So out of these cash flows, with this particular discount rate, what is the value of RCM college? So it's a very important thing. So I would want to see so we pardon the instructions that I'll be able to do. Let me attach this file. If you go to the file section, you'll be able to see what you're supposed to download. So let me just attach this again. So I want this open. It has been now sent successfully. Please try to open it from your end before I repeat those instructions. Try to open it on your end. Is there somebody who has been able to open that file? And of course, being an Excel sheet, once you open it, you need to enable editing. Enable editing. Enable editing. Calvin's has been able to download the file. Who else has been able? Yes. Thank you very much. So if you've been able to, thank you very much. If you've been able to download it, I would want to repeat these instructions once more. Thank you very much. Now, before I repeat, I've done mine. Great. Calvin was telling us to repeat. Now he's able. Yes, I have and worked out the net present value. That is Daniel Oboge. Who else has been able to download and has been able to get that net present value? It may look something easy, but it is something that is very important in your career. That is the kind of language that you need to be speaking for people to know that for sure this person went through great classes. This person is a great scholar. Yes, I have worked out the NPV. No, it is not 178.1. There must be something that you missed out. There must be something that you missed out. It's supposed to be negative 66 something or 68 something. I'll repeat in a short while. So is there somebody who wants me to repeat right away, or I give you time to do it? Calvin's is getting negative 66.82, which is right. Remember, the Excel in most cases will capture this negative in the form of brackets, although you can set it to capture the answers in form of what here? Negatives, directly, negatives. I'm not getting any student who is able to write for me like Calvin's has done, but Calvin's has been able to get negative 66.82. I don't see the file to download. Can somebody share that file again with Caroli, Daniel? James says, I got it. Thank you very much. Lokai, negative 66. I'm able to work out, but I'm getting 66.81 because you never subtracted something. So allow me to share the screen once more. Allow me to share the screen here once more. So here, but before I do that, there are students who never followed instructions. All of us were supposed to come in on time. Because I don't have people in the studio here, I'm all alone. Comes quite tricky, but we shall overcome. At the end of the day, everything will be okay. Great. Now, repeat the introductory part, please. So we have here share screen. I'll come and share my NPV. Now, I would want to see, ladies and gentlemen, whether we shall be able to get that answer. So allow me to delete that one. We delete that one. So what am I doing? So I will choose a cell. I will choose a cell. Once I have this cell that I've chosen there, of course, to operationalize it, I need to come and say equals because I want to introduce functions. So I say equals. Remember, ordinarily, how do you calculate your net present value? You pick the future cash flows, you discount them, and then you subtract the initial outlay. You can still do that in Excel. However, for us here to be okay, it's advisable that you start with the initial outlay cell. So you highlight that minus 500, the initial outlay cell. Of course, as you do that, on your functions here, formula bar, you'll be able to see C8 has been selected there. This is column C, row 8. So cell C8 has been selected. And then you say plus. So we have plus there. I have to go slowly. So you say plus. So ladies and gentlemen, I would want to have net present value. So you have to press NPV. NPV like that. Once you press NPV, there are two ways. You could either come and double click on this NPV, or you use the tab. The tab button is the button that is on top of your caps, the one that is on top of your caps lock. So you press it. So of course it is able to fix this thing in the formula bar, And in this, you will be able to see the format which they want you to follow. The first thing they want you to pick is the rate. So come and pick the interest rate. Of course, you must have made your assumptions there. My interest rate is here, so I'll come and click there. Once I click there, ladies and gentlemen, I will come straight away as per what they have told me. It is the rate, comma. So you press comma there. When you press comma there, the next thing they want you to do is to come and there, highlight cash flows 1, cash flows 2, all of them together, you highlight. So you come and pick them from here. So of course you have to copy, to copy, there are many ways. You could press Control, Shift, and then the right-hand arrow key. That is a shortcut. But if you don't know the shortcuts, you could just come and drag it using your cursor like that up to the end. After you finish, you can see what they are telling you. Don't omit to put what here, the brackets. So come and say brackets here, I have to use Shift, and then this button 0, like that. So I've done that. So I'll come and press Enter. Once I press Enter, I'm able to see dollars what here? 66.82 in brackets. In brackets. Allow me to admit some students here. Admit all. Great, great. Now, once more, I would want to give you a minute. Please download that file if you haven't downloaded it, and ensure that now you are able to get this NPV. And because it's negative, please, you have to advise the people who are on the table. Tell them that this thing is having a negative NPV. Don't enter into that arrangement. You're going to lose your money. You're going to lose your money. I'll also be teaching you how to write such reports. You must be a good report writer if you want to become an accountant who is worth his or her salt. You must know how to transition from one paragraph to another using the conjunctions. Nevertheless, however, moreover. Lucy Naisenya is still getting negative 66.82. Kindly repost the file for download, came in later. So I'll have to come right away here to the file. No problem. I'll be able to get it here. And then I post live like that. It is there. JM is saying that there is no sound. Is that true? No sound? Is there somebody who is able to hear me? Is there someone who is able to hear me? We can hear you clearly. So chances are it's them who have a problem from their side. It's them who have got poor internet. It is them who have got poor internet. But fortunately, we are doing something technical. Kindly stuck at C8. That is Job Muigai. Job Muigai is one of my colleagues around here, one of the best lecturers that we have here. Thank you very much, Job, for joining these Advanced Excel classes. Advanced Excel is a course that can take you to places that you've never seen before. Once you master Advanced Excel, trust you me, people will be looking for you, especially if you go beyond just the Excel functions and become a financial modeler. Somebody who is able to make assumptions about cash flows. Somebody, for example, once you tell them that this organization will be getting these cash flows indefinitely, is able to value an organization. Somebody who is able to create, right? For example, income statements that are dynamic, right? For purposes of what year budgets. So that if you change one figure, you have everything, in this case, you're changing automatically in all those cells. Somebody who is able to network workbooks, etc. So allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to, yes, and I'll be very happy if I can get this student of mine called Lucy understanding this, as I repeat for the sake of Mwalimu Job. who has told me to repeat. So I'm sharing that document with you again. I would want to delete this cell. So I'm deleting it. So all the students who are there, I'll not admit them until I finish. So job, we say equals first. That's how we start tackling a function, because I want to sum. So it's a function. It's a formula that I would want to insert. So once I say equals, start with the initial outlay cell. You click on it. So when you click on it, of course, you can see already in the formula bar, there is a cell C8. This is column. Remember how a cell is defined? It's column, row. It's column, row. Roman Catholic, but like that. So C8 already has been captured there. But now we want all these others here are futuristic. They have to be discounted. To discount them, you need to come and say plus. So you say plus, and then you say NPV. NPV. When you say NPV like that, ladies and gentlemen, you are able to see your NPV being blue ticked here, blue color. Once it's blue color, come and say, use this button, which is on top of a caps lock. It's called a tab. So you tab on it like that. And then now the formula NPV will give you the format you need to follow. So the first thing is the rate of interest, which you need to come and click on where it is. It is up here. So the rate of interest is up there. You click like that, and then you can see C4. Once you see C4 like that, you will come and say what here. You can see after rate, they want you to put a comma. So once you put a comma there, the next thing they want you to do is to highlight. You pick the value 1, value 2, value 3, all the way. They could be 100, they could be 1 million. So you'll come and pick all this by highlighting them. They're futuristic, and that is where they have to be present valued. So come and click on this. Once you click on that, you can see these dotted lines there. They mean that now you're ready to copy. You copy everything. To copy easily, come and press Control. I hope you can see your shift, and then these navigation arrows. You use the right, the one that goes the other side. You press it once, just once like that. Or better still, as I told you, you can drag this. Once you do that, always pause to look at what your formula is telling you. Like my formula is telling me here to use a bracket, So I'll come and say Shift, button 0, and then I'll say what here equals is my enter key. So enter. Once I do that, I'll be able to see a negative 66.81. If you remember, especially for the students who came in very early, there are students like Peter who are able to use the manual approach, and they were able to get this negative 66.82. And I did promise a present. Now, unfortunately for the students who happen to be my students at RCM, normally they tell me that my presents don't come. I don't know how true that is. Okay, great. So please, I hope now that is okay. Allow me to admit some students here. Admit all. Great. So, and allow me now to stop sharing so that I can get feedback. So all of us, before I go to something different, are we on the same wavelength? Galaxy greeted all of us. Galaxy, we are okay. Thank you very much. Now, allow me to take you to the second concept. The second concept, ladies and gentlemen, is going to really make you people happy. It's a simple concept that all accountants here, whenever they come for interviews, we always ask them to do this. Right? So this is what, can we work on NPV, even annuity, under Excel? Yes, I'll be able to show you that. Kindly go through again. No. What I'll do, you'll allow me to finish the other operations with the students who came in early, and then I allow them to exit the meeting. And then the ones who came in later, I'll be left with them so that I can show them how this works. For now, allow Mwalimu to show you how we slice and dice information using the pivot tables. And I would want to share something with you here. Right? The pivot tables. Don't know whether I have this data, pivot tables. Yes, I have it. So that is the table that I have with me. If you look at this table, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at this table, how many rows does it have? I want to know the number of rows that it has. To know the number of rows is very easy. If I say control down key, I'll be able to go to the last row. So control down key. So when I go to the down key, I can see, ladies and gentlemen, that this table has got 15,121 cells. 121, not cells, but rows. 15,000. So searching for information from this kind of, ladies and gentlemen, from this kind of a table can be very cumbersome, very cumbersome, very cumbersome. So allow me to go back to the beginning of the table. So I'll again say control up key. Okay. Let me just finish admitting these students. No, they are now maximum. Now you can't admit anybody who wants to be admitted. Now they have to wait until the next session. They came in late. After all, we only have a very few minutes to go. Now, great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are there at the beginning. One of the things that I would want you to observe is the volume. If you're able to see the volumes here. These volumes, they are 15,000 in number. So as a CEO, if somebody was to give you this kind of information, honestly, volumes, 15,000. For example, these volumes here could be denoting the sales quantities which you've been having since you began for all the products you've been selling. This information, ladies and gentlemen, will really not help you as a CEO. A good CEO, ladies and gentlemen, will be that CEO will be able to slice and put this information in a way that will be able to do what? To assist the organization. So then, ladies and gentlemen, what you need to do is to highlight the entire table. You can highlight this entire table in many ways. You could come and, for example, put your cursor here, and then you press Control or Control A. Or you put your cursor there, say Control Shift. Shift is the one that is on top of that control there. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you could first of all highlight the columns. So you highlight the columns like that. And then don't leave the Control stroke Shift. I'm holding down on them. So what I'll need to do is to come and use the down arrow so that I can highlight all of them at once. These 15,000 cells, 15,000 rows, you can't drag down. That will be too much for you. You need to know how to, so you simply press. So like now I've been able to highlight the entire table. I've been able to highlight the entire table. Once I've highlighted the entire table, what I will do is to go to what they are calling insert. You go to a ribbon up there, you punch insert. Your ribbon up there, you punch it insert. So once you punch insert, ladies and gentlemen, I would want you to insert a pivot table, which is the first thing here. I hope you're able to see where my cursor is, the pivot table. So you press on this pivot table just once. When you do that, it is giving you the range. So it's giving you from the first cell here, which was cell B3. So you can see here cell B3 here. And it is giving you to the last cell that has been highlighted, the 15,121, that cell, the last one. And then they are telling you to choose where you want the pivot report to be placed. Where do we place this pivot? Do you want a new worksheet? Do you want an existing worksheet? If you see my worksheet here is so congested, where will I be able to put this really? Where will I be able to put this pivot table there? I don't have space there. So the best is to come and agree with this thing, ladies and gentlemen, is to come and agree with this thing that I want a new worksheet. So I'll press OK. I'll press OK. I'll press OK. And please allow me to admit a few more people because I can see there some who have left. So admit these ones. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment I do that, I can see something very interesting here. I can see my pivots here. To build a report, choose fields from the pivot table, field list, the field list, right? So you can see my fields here, my fields here. So if I'm the CEO, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing that I'll be interested in, will be the volume. Because volume, you know, marketing, when we are marketing, volume is a major thing to be analyzed. So what I'll do, I'll come and drag the volume. This volume, you drag it down to values. You drag this volume down. You drag the volume down to where you are seeing what here? Values. You drag it. Please be very attentive. Be very attentive because of the presence. My presents are normally big. Be very attentive. I would want to analyze the volume. So for me to analyze the volume, what have I done? I've simply picked the volume here. I've picked the volume and dragged it down, ladies and gentlemen, to values, because I would want to evaluate this. Now, if you're keen enough, you'll be able to see on count of volume, there is a drop-down menu. This drop-down menu is the one that you click on, And when you click on it like that, what you are interested in is the value of that field. You are interested in the value of that field. So you simply go there and click. When you click like that, these guys will ask you, Excel leads you very well. What do you want to know about volume? So for instance, as a CEO, I would be willing to know how many units have we sold perhaps since we began. So I would want to get the total. I would want to get the sum, not the count. So in this case here, I will come and press the sum like that. And when I say sum, I'll simply return this by saying, okay. And you'll be able to see they have given you the sum, which is 217 whatever here. Big number. Sum of volume, big number. But you see the way that number is, it is not meaningful at all to you as a CEO. You would want, for example, to have that volume spread in terms of the years. The volume spread in terms of the years. So what you need to do is to come and check this year. You drag the year and, for example, put it under the columns. Once you release it like that, you can see your sum of volume has been spread now to, ladies and gentlemen, the particular years. So how it has been spread in terms, after it has been spread in terms of years, I can even discern the kind of patterns that I have. Are we growing as a farm or we are not growing? You can see 2011, ladies and gentlemen, 2011, we had 50 something. 2012, 53, we are growing there. 2013, 56. 2014, 57. We are doing very well because you can even see 2014 is only for 6 months. We are doing very well. So as a CEO, I can smile about this because I'm seeing an increasing trend. But still, how this information is not good enough for me. So what I would want to know is, for example, these volumes every year, how do they add up? How do they cost in form of the product? So you can come and pick your product groups. You click on that cell, come and take this to a different area, the rows like that. And now you can see, ladies and gentlemen, like alcohol. So I'll be able to pick, like if I'm the CEO, I'll be able to pick the marketing manager who is in charge of alcohol. This alcohol man, I'll be able to tell him that, look at this, 2011, you sold 22. 2012, you moved it even a bit more higher, 31. But 2013, fine, it was good, but now the rate of increase is not as big. But look at 2014, it has gone down. And then this guy will say, look, 2014 is a half year. But now you can see, in terms of the volume, I've been able to analyze my volume statistic in a way that a person will be able to understand. If I go to KTN today, for example, if we are breweries, and I'm the CEO of breweries, if I go to KTN and I'm able to slice this information like that, I'm so sure my audience listening for me at home will be able to understand this particular OTR analysis. That is what we call the pivot. So what I would want to do is to share this document with you and then give you 5 minutes. You try generating this kind of a thing for me. Okay. So I'll give it to you. Oh, can we continue? We have APFT class at 8 p.m. No problem. So what I will do, I would want to give you this document, the pivot tables document. The pivot tables document. Let me share it. I share the pivot table document with you. Yes, it is coming there. So your role this evening is to download. You download that pivot table that I've sent you, pivot data table. The data, you download it, and then, ladies and gentlemen, let's see who will be the first. Peter Kinyumu, I would have wished to do that, but you see, I'm here to train you how to do this thing practically. Practically. I want us to pick it from there. I know you guys have computers. Pick it from there. Nerea Odero, pick it from there. Pick it from there. The only thing that I forgot to tell you is that if you don't have a computer, where are you sharing from? I'm sharing from my documents. From my documents. If you wish, I can share again. You know, also making use of this Zoom is an important skill. It is a skill that most of us will be including in our CVs very soon. We'll be including that you're an avid user of Zoom. Because moving forward, given this COVID thing, Zoom knowledge is a key thing. I can't see it. Let me post again. Let me post it again. So it is there. Open. It is coming right away. Are you able to see it now? Great. So somebody is telling me that they have been able to download it. So I would want to see whether there is anybody who is able to slice at the dice, the volume. Can someone help these students who want it to be sent on WhatsApp? Where I'm seated from, I can't multitask. Men don't multitask easily. Even right now, I'm really trying. Oh, Peter does not have a computer. Perhaps you left your laptop at your workplace. It's important for you to have a computer always. Because again, an accountant who does not know how to type very fast, if you don't practice how to type, get to know how to type very fast, for sure, you are not meant, you are not cut to be an accountant. We can't have an accountant who looks for A. He types while laughing, then again, he starts looking for another letter. At times, even once you tell you that that letter is not available on the keyboard, you will not be a great accountant if you can't type like myself. I'm very good in typing. I know the home keys. I know ASDF. I know JKL semicolon. I know this small finger we're supposed to be touching. So Sophia wants to know, how do we download here in Zoom? Somebody like Lokai. Lokai, teach them. Godfrey is already with me. Godfrey has finished. The most important thing is to have everybody having downloaded it, and then I repeat this process again. Hi team, not audible. They're done. It must be. I've seen the link. Thank you very much, Sophia. What are we downloading? You simply go to the host. The host has sent many documents, 2 of them. You download them. Kennedy Kanye says done. Jedida says done. It is done. Don't even repeat. Don't repeat. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. How many of them? I'm lost. Sarah, Damaris, I'll be able to assist you. Calvin's done. Who else has finished? Who else has finished? Done. Done. Apart from the pivot table, what else are we downloading? There are many of them. If you just look at the host information, you'll be able to see, like, for example, NPV, net present value. Done. So perhaps I could repeat this once more, very fast, if you allow me. Here we are. I'll come and look for my pivot. For my pivot, I can see my pivot table data, right? I've moved very far behind. So I want my pivot. I can even pick it from where I'd shared it. Okay. Nipe login, I join with my computer. Hebu msaidie huyu jameni, msaidie jameni. Not audible. You guys today mko na shida ya network, eh? Leo mko na shida ya network kabisa. So there I am. With my table there, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are able to see that table. No, let me share it well. Pivot table, there we are. So with that table, ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing will be, how do I, so I control here, I go to the beginning. I go to the beginning. So ladies and gentlemen, what I would want to do is to do more research on the volume, do more research on the volume. So how do we do this? I'll come and highlight the entire from here. So how do I highlight? I have to be good. So Control Shift, use the right arrow. So I move like that, Control Shift. I use now the down arrow to highlight everything. Once I do that, ladies and gentlemen, I will come and insert. What am I inserting? Pivot table. So this pivot table, we said there is nothing much here. You want a new worksheet. So I'll say, okay. And then now here I am, I have the fields to play around with. The first one is the volume, which I have to click there. I drop it down to the values. Once it is there, I want to count the volume. So there is this drop down menu. So click on it, ladies and gentlemen, and then you give me the value field setting because I want the total value. And what value do I want? I want the sum. Once I press the sum there, I'll say, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the way this volume is does not speak a lot of sense to us. It's not the very best of slice and dice. I would want to expand on this. And this is the power of pivot tables. So what I would want to do is to break it down in terms of, for example, years. So to come and pick the year, you pick the year like that, take it to columns. You can decide even to take the years to rows, doesn't matter. Take the products, ladies and gentlemen, take these products here. You take them to rows like that. And you'll be able to see like now the alcohol trends. You'll be able to see the cheese products like that. So that is the end of that. So if you allow me, ladies and gentlemen, I will take you to the last one, which is the H lookup, V lookup. H lookup and the V lookup. Maurice is asking a very good question. Where does this table come from? Now, for those of you, is there anybody in this meeting who works for a company that makes use of a SAP SAP system? Yes, I can see one student. SAP ERP. Mwalimu, you are too fast there. Please redo the volume data again. I'll repeat, but chances are you must have come in a bit late. I would want to release some students, and then we'll be left with all those who came in. So see, Moreka says yes. So if you go to SAP outputs, SAP is known for tracking information. SAP does not lose anything. SAP has got, if for example, you started inputting this information from the time you began, I like SAP. When you export all that data to Excel, you'll be able to do a lot of slicing, a lot of dicing of information, right? So this information could come from the accountant. The information could come, in this case here, for example, for the ones who are using SAP, we have what we call FICO, finance costing, FICO module. You can get that, for example, from the marketing module. So information can come from any source, my friend Maurice. So it's upon you to know, when you're given this information, how do you get to keep on slicing it? And you'll be surprised that even the pivot table that I've just done for you, it is not the final. I can still dissect it further. But for now, I simply wanted you to know how to come up with a simple pivot table. Out of that, or rather after this, we'll be able to agree. We'll have to agree with you. Even Oracle is also very good. Are there classes for SAP? SAP, the only college that teaches SAP is Strathmore Institute, and they charge about 80,000 Kenya shillings. I'm very good at SAP, but unfortunately, I don't have that software. We tried even getting the training module from SAP Africa, but they wanted us to call 15 million. So 15 million, will you be able to get a return on that investment really? How many of us will be willing to come and pay 80,000 shillings for SAP? Unless I get like a guarantee of say 1,000 students, 1,000 students, that is when we can go and talk to our bank and maybe do forecasts, modeling here and there, and then we, what is this SAP, please? So I'll be able to explain that. But before I do that, please allow me to show you the last thing. And this last thing is a very important thing. It's called, ladies and gentlemen, but I can see time is up. What do we do? I can see it is already 8. I can see it is already 8. Will you be able to give me an extra like 20 minutes, or we call it an end? I give you my closing remarks. Like 20 minutes, like 20 minutes. Okay, I can see, yes, continue. Continue, okay. Those are 3 students, thank you very much. So let me continue. Only one concept here, although I had 5 concepts, now I'll have shown you 3, only one concept. And this concept that I would want to show you, ladies and gentlemen, is a very interesting one, And I would want to share with you this. Is a very, very interesting one. So what I will do, I will first of all, even before I share, I would want to give you this document so that I share it on WhatsApp. Okay. Some of us have just joined after you've done. Please share the link. I will. Yes, I will. JMCU, I like that. I like this title. And that is why you really need to know, this Excel. So ladies and gentlemen, great. Sijaget kitu bado. Utashika. Unajua makosa ile mlifanya, and I told those students who were in that group of ours, I told you, for Excel, don't come late. If you come late even for 5 minutes, you'll get lost. But I'll be able to pick you up, Damaris, don't worry. I'm a good teacher. Okay. Great. Network bandwidth is low. People should turn off video. Yes. This is also very, very important, that you should be able to disallow. You should be able to just have be that in that situation where you simply see me, but don't allow Mwalimu to see you. You turn it off, because there are some phones here, ladies and gentlemen. Once you have that video on, you distract them. Very good. Now let me finish my today's class so that I can go home before the curfew. So here I am. Index and match. Now, for those of you who love football, ladies and gentlemen, which teams do you support? You can see my teams here. Which team do you support? Do we have students who support Manchester United here? Do we have students who support Liverpool, Arsenal? I would want to know. That's kind of getting feedback. Which teams do you support? I add Chelsea, eh? Okay, Liverpool, yes. Great. Now here we are. Very interesting stuff. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether there is anybody who has ever heard of an index match. Index match is a very good concept of searching for information. We normally use index match to look for particular information. You can now imagine like the table that you have just done, 15,000 rows. There is no way you will start scrolling on your Excel until you get one particular element. No, you need to know the index match. You need to know the VLOOKUP. You need to know the HLOOKUP function. You need to know the XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP ndio mama ya zote. Ndio mama ya kila kitu. Ndio mama ya kila kitu. But now today, you'll allow me to teach you, because of time, the index match. The index match, which is very good, very good. So how do I do this, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, I'll come and share this with you. I have my index match here. Now, I've been given my table here, where I can see my teams: Borussia, Milan, Manchester United, Hamburger, Lazio, Fiorentina, Bayern, Liverpool, Arsenal. Assuming these teams were like 1,000 of them, and then somebody comes and asks you, or rather somebody wants to get information about Milan. For example, it tells you Milan, he asks you to tell him whether Milan is in row number 10, row number 20. Like here I can see Milan is in row number 2. Milan is in row number 2. So if Milan is in row number 2, no problem. Let me see from this table here how I'll be able to get at Milan. I will come to my country here. So what I'll do, I'll come and press equals. If you understand this for sure, you're going to get, ladies and gentlemen, a big present. So come there, say equals. What am I looking for? I want to do matching. I want the match. So I'll press MAT. When I press MAT, I can see match being blue ticked, being in blue. When it is in blue, you have to say tab. Tab is this particular button, which is on top of the cups. So you say tab. When you say tab, you'll be able to see the match there. You'll be able to see the match there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you see the match there, what are they telling you there? They have the lookup value. So lookup value basically will enable us to highlight the team that they want us to work with. The team here is called Milan. So I'll click on Milan. When I click on Milan, they would want me to put a comma. A comma. So come and put a comma there. You put a comma there. Once you put a comma like that, they want you to give them the arranged data, the lookup array. This lookup array, just like a soldier, match works on either one column or one row. You cannot highlight the entire table for match. Index you can, but match, just like how a soldier matches on a straight line. So where is Milan? Milan is here in this column. So what I need to do is to come and highlight this column of Borussia, this column here of team. So what I need to do, there are many ways. I could come and press Control Shift, and then I press this thing down. It takes me to the last team, Arsenal, highlighted. So ladies and gentlemen, listen and listen to me very well. When you finish giving arrangement, arraying this table like this is B4 all the way to B12, you'll be able to see B4 all the way to B12. They want you to put a comma there. So you come and put a comma. You put a comma. Once you put a comma, you can see what they're telling me here. Do I want to get less than 1? Do I want to get greater than 1? We always look for an exact match. We always look for an exact match. We always look for an exact match. So ladies and gentlemen, I would want you to listen to me very well. I want this 0. That if they are not able to give me the information that I'm looking for, they're going to be giving me answer 0, answer 0. So please press on 0 there. And then of course, because it's blue, don't forget to tab. Don't forget to tab. When you finish, they're telling you after this match type, they're telling you to put bracket. So go there, put your bracket slowly. You put your bracket slowly like that. You put your bracket there slowly. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after that, I will be able to say enter. I will be able to say enter there. When I say enter, what is being displayed here? I'm seeing a 2 being displayed there. And because 2 has been displayed there, Milan is in row number 2 on this table. After Borussia, Milan is in row number 2, so I'm okay with that. But now I would want to copy this entire thing. I would want to copy this entire thing so at the end of the day, I get to know Milan, whether it played in the Champions League, how many games Milan played, and how many points does it have to date. How many points does it have to date? Ladies and gentlemen, for me to do that, because I'm moving between rows, there is something that I need to do. And this is something that you need to join my classes, advanced Excel classes, for you to know the referencing, cell referencing, the relative referencing, absolute referencing, mixed referencing. So there are things that I need to fix here. I'll come and put this cursor of mine before column I. This column I is the one that I had my lookup item. I would want this column here to be fixed forever. And how do we fix that column forever? Ladies and gentlemen, the lookup value must always be fixed. We always fix them using the most important currency, the dollar sign. You put the dollar in front of this. So it says shift, dollar, shift, and then dollar. Once you say shift and dollar, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be able to see there is a dollar coming before I. The other thing that I would want to shift, or rather to fix, so that my table doesn't keep on moving, is this array, the one that is in red. The one that is in red must always be fixed. So how do you fix it? You'll come and highlight the whole of it like that. Please ensure that you don't highlight a comma. Ensure that you don't highlight a comma. Once you highlight like that, there are many ways you could use to introduce those dollars. The very best way, if you want to fix, because the reds must be fixed, all of them, you press F4. There is F4 on top there. You press F4. Once you press F4, you'll be able to see the dollar sign before every other thing. I'll be able to repeat that, but before I do that, I'll press enter. Once I press enter, I'm seeing my 2 there. So now I can comfortably copy these. So you'll come here and say control copy. You can see my cell dancing here with dotted lines, meaning that I'm copying it. So I would want to copy these, the entire, I would want to copy. I can even copy a bigger thing. So what I'll do, I'll come and place my cursor there, just copy. I can even decide to copy a bigger, many of them, because some of them will be returning not available. So come and say enter. When you say enter, you are seeing something very important. You can see Milan throughout is in row number 2. How about hamburger? Hamburger is in row number what? Number 4. Count here, hamburger. Borussia, Milan, Manchester United, hamburger. So you can see hamburger is number 4. So it's telling you that hamburger is number 4. Number 4. So ladies and gentlemen, when these things are coming in the form of rows, they can't help you as an accountant, as a CEO, they can't help you. You'd want to index them so that you get to know Milan is in which country. Milan played how many games? Milan earned how many points? So how do we get these exact parameters? Now we use index. Index, what you need to do, come to your formula bar. Your formula bar up here in front of equals, press the cursor there, put your cursor there in front of what here? Equals. Once you place your cursor there, ladies and gentlemen, what you need to do is to come and type index. You can see index has already come even before I finish. So it's blue ticked. So what I need to do is to tab. So you tab like that. Once you tab like that, you'll be able to see the index here. Index telling you array. So array, ladies and gentlemen, where are we in this array? I want, ladies and gentlemen, oh, yes, in this array, I would want to tell these people which country is Milan coming from, which country. So the array will be this country information. So I'll come and pick the country there, German. Once it's dotted like that, I want to highlight arrangement, the entire thing. So I'll come and say shift control, I use the down arrow. Once I do that, I'm comfortable. So I'll come and say what there, I'll come and say comma, because you can see after that, you need to say comma, comma. So ladies and gentlemen, when you do that, you can see that every other thing is okay apart from us having this red bracket. Whenever you see a red bracket in Excel, it means that there is another bracket which you need. This bracket block cannot just go like that on the left-hand side alone. I need to come and introduce a black bracket here. So shift, I introduce my bracket like that. So after that, there is something, ladies and gentlemen, that I would want you to understand and understand very well. That these particular cells must be fixed. These particular cells here must be fixed. Okay, you can decide not to fix them at first for you to see what will happen. Come and, for example, just say enter. When you say enter there, you can see Milan is coming from which country? Italy. So come and copy. You copy Control C. I want to copy this entire formula, so I can work even like that on the row of Milan alone. When I work on the row of Milan alone, I'll say enter. I'll be able to see Milan. Did it play Champions League? Oh, yes. How many games did it play? 38. You can even compare from here. Milan played 38 games. How many points does it have? The points it has today, ladies and gentlemen, are what here? They are 57. They are 57. You can see Milan has 57 points in total. But I would want to copy this entire thing. I would want to copy this entire. So control copy. I would want to copy this to the entire table. So what do I have there? I can come and say here, I move like that first, and then I go down like that. And then now I say enter. Now, when I do that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be able to see a lie. I'm seeing a lie. I'm seeing Excel cheating me here that hamburger is in Italy. No, hamburger is not in Italy. Hamburger is in Germany. Why do you think is it cheating me? It's because I never fixed my indices. Allow me to admit some 2 students here. I never fixed my indices. My index here, so I need to come back to this cell. You see this cell? Come back there, come back to your index, fix them. I'll be telling you why it's important for you to fix these things. And that is why you need to join my class, Advanced Excel. So come and fix using F4. So everything there is okay, say enter. When you say enter like that, ladies and gentlemen, please go ahead and copy the entire thing. So I'll want to copy, so control, copy there. You say, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, I want to copy everything. So right, left. I've been able to do that. Say enter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is something that I would want you to see here. You know, these things you keep on learning, you keep on learning, you keep on learning. You can see after the operation that I've done, I can see Milan, Italy, 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 Italy. Hamburger, German, 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 which is wrong. Meaning that I've done a big mistake. What mistake have I done? It's very easy for you to know. It means that, ladies and gentlemen, for the index here, you know, in the index, I needed to have fixed the row of Milan. The row of Milan. Rows are normally given in the form of numbers. You needed to have fixed the rows, but you leave the columns unfixed. So it means I need to come back here, come to that dollar, I delete that dollar there in front of the column, but the row 1, row 4 is fixed. Come and do the same for this other one, this C. You delete that dollar like that. And then, ladies and gentlemen, what do you do? What do you do? You'll come and say, of course, everything else is okay. You say enter. Now, when I say enter, I will come, ladies and gentlemen, again here. I'll say control copy. So this control copy, this is something I have to repeat. It's something I have to repeat again. So go down like that, say enter. So when I enter, what am I able to see? Milan, Italy. Milan played Champions League, yes. Milan's games played 38. You can see Milan, 38. How many points? 57. How about Hamburger? Hamburger is in Germany. Hamburger is in Germany, you can see. Hamburger Champions League, no. Ladies and gentlemen, Hamburger, you can see games played 34. Then we have points earned here, 27 like that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after I've automated this cell, if somebody comes and tells, for example, me to look for Lazio, if somebody wants me to look for Lazio, if somebody wants me to come and look for Lazio, allow me to admit some people here. If somebody wants me to look for Lazio, what I need to do is to come and just, ladies and gentlemen, punch Lazio there, and you'll be able to see that Lazio comes from Italy, no, 38, 56. Lazio, Italy, no, 38, 56. Whatever you want. So for example, for these guys who love Arsenal, what you need to come is to do is to come here and say Arsenal, and then you simply say enter. And this is the beautiful thing with this index and match, it automates. So whatever information you want to search for, even if you've got 15,000 rows, it automates everything. It makes everything very easy. So I would want to repeat this once more before I give you a chance, of doing it yourself. I would want to repeat these once more, but I would want to see your faces, kiddo. So please share it on the computer. I'll be able to share. Ruth says very educative. Hope will be circulated with a recorded video of the same. please send us the link after this. Daktari, that is okay. I'll be able to do this. So ladies and gentlemen, as an account, at times I normally sympathize. Like there is this time I sat with some governor in some county because of the consultants I normally do. So this governor was telling me something that was very, very interesting. He was telling me that he never knew how the wage bill of the county government ballooned to some level. I mean, with Excel, how can you fail to understand the trend of your wages? As a governor who understands, ladies and gentlemen, Excel very well, there is no way you can cheat me as my HR. I'll be able to know, because every time I'll be looking at the wages, I'll tell you basically, give me the wages column, give me, for example, the revenue collected column, give me another. I'll even come and slice the revenues vis-a-vis the wages. And then I'll be telling you, how comes you are employing and I'm not even seeing enough of revenues being collected by the county people? That we are only dependent on what we are getting from the national government. Ladies and gentlemen, we fail as leaders because really we don't understand clear tools which are very important for purposes of planning and controlling operations of our entities. Trust you me, if you are a CEO of a great company and you don't know how to use Excel, there must be something that is amiss. Because once you have Excel, like every evening, like what I do with my marketing people, of course, you must be appreciating that my marketing people at RSM are doing a very good job. We cannot be compared with any other college around here. And I'm not boasting, but it's because I'm able to put them on their toes, because I've been able to model whatever they're doing in Excel. So I know, for example, like last month, what was the performance? I'm able, like I saw some student, like I saw some student asking about what here, the graphs. I'm able to draw graphs. So we have Sarah saying confusion. Yes, that is expected. When you start learning this, that is very much we expect that. But of course, as you go on, if you're a student who is courageous, this is, I can even assure you there are some students who have seen this, who have already gotten it. Only that, like now the referencing is something that I have to show you separately. I have to explain to you why, for example, do we fix columns and we don't fix rows? Why do we do this and we don't do the other? Why must we use, for example, mixed? So it calls for a session. And that is why you will get, ladies and gentlemen, so many people charging up to 80,000 to teach what here Excel. And yet they can't do. Most of them can't do what Mwalimu is able to do. You know, my undergraduate, I did civil engineering, and in civil engineering, Excel is so intense. There's nothing you can do. When you are doing your structures, ETC planning, Y12, when you are, for example, counting materials, you know, in civil engineering, we have the QS as a subject, quantity survey as a subject. If, for example, I would want to quantify and tell, for example, this kind of an apartment, how much do we need in form of bricks? How much, for example, bags of cement do we need? I have to tabulate all that in Excel. And that is what now gave me an upper hand to know Excel very well. And of course, my also background in ACCA. You see, ACCA, they are computer-based exams. You don't go to an exam with a calculator. ACCA, you go there, they'll give you various workbooks. They'll ask you, look for revenue from a different workbook. So you must be very good in terms of VLOOKUP. You must be very good in form of XLOOKUP. Yeah, in terms of indexing, etc. So I was able to get those skills which I would want to share with you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my parting shot, recording nimefanya. Thank you very much. Nimefanya recording, yes. And this particular program, by the way, is running live on Facebook. If you go to Facebook, you'll be able to extract that video and use it in whichever way. So ladies and gentlemen, we happen to be having these classes of advanced Excel, which are Zoom classes, where we only charge 4,000, Kenya shillings, 4,000 Kenya shillings. And you need to join us. You need to join those classes. If you join those classes, I'm so sure at the end of the day, you will be very comfortable with Excel. So you can take our pay bill number. It's important. Our pay bill number is 40295669. That's our pay bill number, The account is your name. The account is your name. The account is your name. It's an offer that we have, an offer of 4,000. For those of you who will be able to pay before, if you'll be able to pay this amount before, say, 5th of next month, before 5th of next month, you'll be able to enjoy our advanced Excel classes, and I'm so sure they will be of help to you. They'll be of help to you. So I want to take this opportunity to thank you so much. It has been a pleasure hosting you this evening. If there is anybody who has a question, I can open up the program into what we call the Q&A before we disappear. Question and answer session. Even the ones who are on Facebook, following us on Facebook, should be able to ask by commenting there. Have you enjoyed this session, by the way, even if it was a little bit technical? Have you seen, ladies and gentlemen, that Excel is something that you really need? Elena says that she paid and she has not been able to attend classes. We have videos. How long does the advanced tech program run for? 1 month. 1 month. If I pay, can I get the videos instead of the regular Zoom? Yes, you will get the videos, but really, Daniel, I would also want you to be attending the Zoom. Why? Because of you being able to ask questions live. So you'll be able to get videos, all of them, by the way, we have done all of them, but also the once a week live classes will be very important for you. Is there certification? Yes. We'll be able to give you an internal certificate given by RCM College. And the way, of course, you are marketing this particular program up there, if you take a certificate, of course, of RCM, Advanced Excel, I'm so sure people will be able to. Timings, we normally do these classes from 7 to 8. 7 to 8, just 1 hour, because we normally do like 2 or 3 concepts every day. And of course, now that one, coupled with the videos that you have, everything becomes very easy, very helpful. 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do we have another program after this? We have another program, Boniface. Yes, but perhaps I could just have a program for the students who came in a little bit late. I take them through whatever you've done. But of course, from tomorrow or another day that we get another session with you, you have to pay. You have to pay this. You have to support us. You have to support Mwalimu. Facebook link, we're looking at RCM College, RCM College, Nairobi campus, RCM College, Nairobi campus. If you just Google RCM College, Nairobi campus, you'll be able to get us there. Apart from advanced Excel, after we finish this advanced Excel, we'll be going into what we call financial modeling. Financial modeling, where we'll be able to do budgets, valuation of firms, sensitivity analysis, building up those particular models from scratch, etc. And of course, Daniel, RCM is so much known for CPA, CPA. You can't talk of RCM without talking about CPA. Ronnie, can someone pay installments? Unfortunately, no, it's a 1 month. It's a 1 month course. So we don't know how we will, it can be quite technical. Just pay us the full amount. After all, we are giving you access to all the videos, so you can't accept installments. How do you integrate watching Zoom and still be able to follow up on Excel on the same page? Is that possible? Yes, these students have been doing that. These students have been doing that. Even myself, I'm able to see my screen of Zoom here, and by the side, I'm able to do that. So Opoman says, this is very educative, Mwalimu. E.g., is there a course in investments, capital market, securities? No, that one we don't have. We don't have, we tried the CFA America, which has got those units, but we realized the demand was not that big. So, and offering a course where demand is not very big, it will not be able to really enable us break even. So we stopped. When are the classes starting? The first week of next month, because the class that we have currently, which has combined weekend classes, weekday classes combined, we have over 150 students. We have to take them through. They finish end of this month, they graduate, we give them the certificates, and then we start with you the other month. I got your link from Abagusi Accountants WhatsApp group. Hey man, good. We are doing a good job over there. And thank you very much for coming here. And please tell all those guys that for continuous professional development, this is the best platform. Thank you very much. Can I download this session on Facebook? Oh, yes, yes, yes. I'll also put it on my YouTube, Joshua Aura, YouTube, Joshua Aura, I'll put it there. We might have exams this year. Are we still having online CPA classes? Yes. Our CPA online classes, ladies and gentlemen, are among the biggest. We have them. What you need to do is to give us a call. We link you up to your respective classes. Just call us. Just call us. This is the school's number, 0719 525,000. At the end of the year, this time round, no, that number is not visible. That number is not visible. Our school's phone number is 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. Please write it somewhere. So once you text me, you'll be able to get me on this number. I'll be able to link you up to the respective classes. When is the financial modeling classes starting and what is the cost? So financial modeling classes will also be beginning next month. Specifically, we are targeting the students who are doing advanced Excel currently. So next month we'll be beginning these financial modeling classes, and they cost 10,000. They cost 10,000. There's an offer which you need to check on Facebook. There's an offer. If you pay before, is it fast? If you pay for it before fast, you save 20%. You save 20%. Please share the download for index and match. I'll be able to do that. Total cost for the full package of Excel is 4,000. It's 4,000 only. You do your research outside there. You'll be able to see that we are doing you a very big favor by charging you 4,000. By charging you 4,000. Actually, subsequent months will increase it. Unfortunately, you are being taught by your fellow accountant. You know, there are people who teach outside here, for example, have done statistics, etc. They can't even calculate NPV for you. So at least myself, I'll be able to take you through the practical aspect. So I'll be able to show you, like in class, this is how you are calculating the NPV. And using this model, this is how we get now, Excel, this is how we get the model. Does it take place every month? Yes, but as I've told you, in the subsequent months, it's going to be very expensive. Kindly be unmuting people when asking questions. Yes, that is okay. That is, I take that. Are all the classes virtual? Yes. At my age, I can't risk teaching anybody physically. Not unless they tell us you have gotten this vaccine of COVID. Even if you're paying me 100, 200,000, I can't sit down with you physically. After all, what I've even discovered, teaching this thing online is much easier than teaching this thing when you're sitting down with one person. You can imagine if I was teaching these 100 students personally, I would not have reached out to all of you. So this is the best. Are the advanced Excel classes recorded? Yes, all of them are recorded. And we happen to be having a whole suite of the whole syllabus, recorded videos, yes. Time for classes, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Are there makeup classes? No. If you miss a lesson, you get a video link. You get a video link. Already there is a student who has shared our Facebook page here. You can go ahead and open it and like it, so that now next time, whenever we share anything, you'll be able to get it. Whatever we share, you get it live. Even that video, you'll be able to download live from there. So I hope I've answered all your questions, and it's a pleasure to know that you have understood this thing very well. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, as I disappear, there is no way you can become a great accountant without Excel. There is no way you can ever become a great accountant without speaking some foreign language. If you want mediocrity, you just continue with your Kiswahili and English and your mother tongue. But if you want excellence, like the people that I've taught, I told you the other time, I've taught someone like Joshua Igara, the COKCB, and I know what kind of things these guys went through for them to be able to attain those higher levels. So if I were you at your age, ladies and gentlemen, something like Chinese is something that would be at my fingertips so that I can be at a position of translating financial statements from Chinese to English, right? Any business plans. Like now, KRA is really after Chinese companies. I mean, the moment you're good in Chinese, and this is something that you can learn very fast. Actually, 2 months of being in a Chinese class, you're good to go. So that is how you will be able to, ladies and gentlemen, put yourself on a super highway. That's how you'll be able to differentiate yourself here from the others. But the moment you are there, you're speaking English, Kiswahili, your mother tongue. Fine, you will still make it, but trust you me, mediocrity. These are the people who will be earning like 20, 50,000, 100,000, and then they'll be outside there, ladies and gentlemen, making a lot of noise about ISPAC, saying that ISPAC does not help. No, 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 no. You need to, ladies and gentlemen, carve your own path. You need to develop something on your own, which will make you unique. Like I have a friend of mine who could not even pass the old KATC. The old KATC used to have a very bad paper in those days, which was going by the name costing. So this student of mine could not crack costing at all. Could sit for costing, he fails, and then they return all the papers to him. So he did that many times, and then I advised this young man to go and do what? Chinese. The other day, I was just reading a newspaper, and then I saw that China We had a problem, this construction company, with KRA. So on reading down, I saw the name of this guy, that this guy is their consultant with a KATC. And you know, the good thing with Chinese, they really fear KRA. Even if there is anything that they would want to take to KRA, although this is corruption, which I should not be talking about, but even if, for example, this is Kenya, there is something they would want to take, they'll give you that cash, for example, you, whatever. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So what gave this young man that edge to be able to deal with such a company? And yet, we have so many of you who have got masters, etc. It's because of the Chinese language. I know of so many other people who have gone to great places, ladies and gentlemen, simply because of what here? Excel. This Excel that you guys keep on talking about. And I even saw somebody saying that he's good in Excel. He's good in Excel up to 50%. That's a lie. Excel is so huge. Even myself at my level, and I've done, trust you me, I've done quite a lot on Excel. Like I'm doing currently some consultancy work for IGET on how they manage their projects. I know NGO world project management needs the Office 365. Project management in the NGO world needs a lot of advanced Excel. But trust you me, I can't even say that I know even 40%. No, Excel is a huge field, big thing. And that is why you need to be practicing this Excel every day. Like myself, I have to do like an hour on Excel, etc., or especially financial modeling. I have to be on top of my game. I have to be on, because once you are so good in Excel, you don't use a mouse. You need to know all those shortcuts. Like when I press F4, I'm able to see the dollars. When I press these, I'm able to see these. Control copy, Control V paste, etc. I have to be very good at that. Do you teach computerized accounting? Yes, those ones we have them. You need to talk to us. Through this number, we'll be able to. Do you teach Chinese? Not at the moment. This is just something that I'm giving you to help you. Although I have a friend of mine who teaches Chinese, if you wish, you can give him a platform, he teaches you. But for us, it's CPA Advanced Excel. What else before we end this particular program? So is there somebody where we can learn foreign languages like if I were you, although they're a bit expensive? This Confucius, a department at KU, even University of Nairobi has the Confucius section for Chinese. You can go there and get that. Niwaletee ujamaa wa Chinese because jamaa wa Chinese nikiwaletea, for example, wanaweza wafunza na 5,000 a month or something, 2 months. After all, as an accountant, you don't need to know a lot of Chinese. I wish I was your age. I would have done quite a lot. During my times, I did a useless language, which can only help me in terms of movies, Spanish. You know, Spanish is a language for lazy people, because you know Spanish, the way you, it's like Kiswahili, the way you pronounce is how you write. Like amiga, amiga is a girl. Amigo, amigo is a boy. And if you happen to be a Luo, I'm not a Luo myself, Spanish becomes very easy for you because of Otieno, Atieno, becomes very easy. Like, but you see Spanish, when you go to Spain, most of those guys have understood English. They don't need anybody to translate for them. But Chinese, which is the #1 spoken language globally, it's ahead of English. Those people believe that their language is superior. It is only about 10, actually less than 10% of Chinese who are able to speak proper English. So the other 90% now would rely on you as a consultant, The way I love Spanish, yeah, for movies, yes. Estoy casando, estoy casanta. So like a lady will say casanta. I'm very tired. A man says, I'm tired, but uses O like that. When is the CASNEB exams? They've released a circular today. They've released a circular today that they have the exams in November. So now we need to be very serious with this. HP says, you can never be too old to learn. I want to believe that with whatever I have, honestly, civil engineering, CPA, ACC, a member of ICPSK, a member of ICFA, I believe I have quite enough. I believe I have quite enough, more than enough actually, because I don't even apply most of these things. The advanced Excel classes 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. every day, just specific days. What we normally do is to provide videos. We provide videos for the entire week, you watch them, and then we meet only once. If it's Friday, once we review all those concepts, of course, you have your files there, and then automatically you'll be able to understand, you'll appreciate Excel so much. You don't need a lot of live classes with us. Live class actually is an opportunity for us to test what you understood while watching your videos, Nancy Wanjiro Nyambura, what happened to MA classes? MA classes, is Nancy a student from RCM or from Summit? I want to know whether Nancy is a student from RCM or from Summit. Yeah, you know, that MA class of Summit was taken to Saturdays. And Saturdays, really, I'm not very comfortable with Saturdays. So we need to organize. We bring that class on weekdays. We bring it on weekdays, and then I'll be able to take you through this very well. Okay? And sorry for the sessions that you missed. We need to clear that syllabus. After all, that time, you remember, CASNEB had not even specified the exam dates. At least for now, we know that exams will not be there in September, but they will be there. Now we are certain they'll be there in November. Sasawa. Sasa hii mambo nimeongea yote, hata hakuna mwanafunzi hata mmoja amelipia advanced Excel. Mna promote mwalimu nyinyi. Mnalipa advanced Excel. Otherwise, asanteni sana. You can continue leaving your comments behind. It has been a pleasure hosting you, and please say hi to all your family members. Tell them that there is a mwalimu, Amze, who has said hi. Thank you. All the best. Does advanced Excel class touch on the basics? Yes, once you pay, we'll give you all the videos for the basics. Those basic things, like how do you sum? How do you count? How do you count when you have got alphabetical cells, count A or counter? How do you count when you have conditions? For example, how many teams played this, if this happened? How do you count when you have got more conditions? Count ifs, etc, etc, etc. Okay, great. It has been a pleasure. And remember, Advanced Excel is not only a course for accountants. If you've got your brothers who are doing this, courses like statistics, all of them, like my son, the last born, at primary school level, I had to train him a lot on this. It's good that he gets to know how to use Excel from the word go, because Excel is the way to go. Bernard, at least amesema mwalimu I'll pay, Ronnie I'll pay soon. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Outside the current offer, how much do you charge for advanced Excel? It's just for, or rather without the offer, it's 5,000. Without the offer, it's 5,000. Save that 1,000 bob, Annette. That 1,000 bob can help somewhere. Aposawa, thank you very much. And we also do these consultancies here to organizations. So if, for example, you can come as a team from your company, we'll be able to train all of you, because it's important that every employee, especially in the finance department, every employee must be good in Excel, regardless of the system they're using. It doesn't matter whether they're using Sun system. It doesn't matter whether they're using Oracle, because we know ultimately all that information from those superior systems has to be exported to what you assemble to Excel for purpose of interpretation. Excel ndio mama ya kila kitu. Hata mambo ya iTax, Excel ndio mama ya kila kitu. Ndio mama ya kila kitu. Asanteni sana, and again remember that we are together in our WhatsApp group. So I think I should end, or before I end, are there students who would want us to do? Are there students who would want us to revisit? But no. When is iTax? iTax is there, but please call this number for iTax. I'm not so good. Will you send the data on WhatsApp? Yes. If you are in that WhatsApp group of ours, the one of advanced Excel, I'll send there. I'll send there. Thank you very much. Kindly revisit once the pivot problem I'm seeing. You know, I'm still in town now, you can imagine, and I have to hit the highway before 9. Shukran. Thank you very much.